Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a seriously profound question. Who is actually in the driver's seat of your life? I mean, are you consciously steering the wheel, or are you kind of just a passenger watching the scenery blur past? Well, we're going to explore some timeless Eastern wisdom on exactly how to direct and manage your life. Now, to be clear, this isn't about, time management or productivity hacks. We are talking about life management in the truest, most spiritual sense of the word. To really anchor our perspective here, let's look at an amazing ancient Eastern parable. So there was once this man named Peng, and he supposedly lived to be 800 years old. One day, a tiny little mayfly lands near him. The mayfly hears this 800-year-old man sighing heavily, literally complaining that one day, eventually, he too must die. Hearing this, the mayfly, a creature that is literally born in the morning and destined to die by sunset, just laughs. It tells the old man, "My life lasts only half a day, and yet I will cherish the time I have rather than waste it in worry." It hits the nail on the head, right? Because regardless of how long our lives are, time is incredibly fleeting. It's absolutely not about the quantity of time we get. It's all about how actively we embrace it. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1, the reality of impermanence, 2, why manage your life, 3, taking charge of destiny, 4, mastering time and thoughts, 5, embracing your true duty, and finally, 6, building an immortal legacy. Let's jump right in. Starting with Section 1, the reality of impermanence. Let's look at the unyielding nature of time. Think of it like this. Life is basically a one-way journey through the misty mountains of time. It's like being on a train moving forward on a single track. We know for sure the journey has to end at some point, and there is absolutely no turning back. When you really sit and reflect on this, it naturally sets a pretty contemplative tone. I mean, the days of our childhood seem like they just blinked by, and suddenly, boom, we're adults. Every single moment that passes is a moment we can never, ever get back. And that brings us to this absolutely crucial concept, anicca, or impermanence. This is the Eastern philosophical idea that all things, and I mean all things, are temporary. Everything that meets must eventually part, and everything born must come to an end. Now, I know that sounds a little sobering, maybe even bleak, but actually, scratch that, it's the exact opposite. Here's the secret. The fleeting, impermanent nature of every single breath is exactly what gives our lives immense, incredible value. Because it's temporary, we have this ultimate, beautiful opportunity for growth and for making every second count. Moving on to Section 2, why manage your life? Why is this a spiritual necessity? So I've got to ask you directly, who holds the pen to your life story? Are you blindly following some pre-written script of fate, just accepting whatever comes your way as the way things are? Or are you actively grabbing the pen to write your own destiny? Because let's be real, if you don't manage your life, your circumstances and your past karmic conditions will gladly step in and manage it for you. You can clearly see a huge difference here. On one side, we've got the destiny-led life. This is totally passive. You're ruled by the karma of your past actions, kind of just floating along, letting heaven or external circumstances dictate your fates. But then, on the flip side, we have the self-led life. This is active. It's empowering. Through conscious spiritual cultivation, especially after waking up to a higher truth like the Dharma, you take control. You dictate your own fate. You literally override your past conditioning with present mindfulness. It's a total game changer. Section 3, taking charge of destiny. So how do we actually do this? Well, Eastern wisdom prescribes 4 highly actionable pillars for breaking free from those karmic cycles. They are cherishing time, managing thoughts, flowing with circumstances, and bearing duties. Think of these 4 pillars as the steering wheel, the engine, the suspension, and the GPS of the vehicle that is your life. If you align these 4 things, you become completely unstoppable. Let's look at Section 4, mastering time and thoughts, which is really our foundation here. Check out this fundamental truth. Smart people seize time. Lazy people wait for time. Foolish people ignore time. Time is literally our ultimate competitor. So many of us catch ourselves saying, "Oh, I'll focus on my spiritual growth when I'm older," or "I'll do it when things slow down." But we simply cannot wait for the perfect moment. There's a stark saying in this wisdom. A coffin is meant for the dead, not necessarily the old. Seizing time means acting with urgency and purpose right now, today. And once we capture time, we have to capture the mind, because your mind absolutely dictates your reality. Cultivating good thoughts creates this internal heaven. It's filled with peace and actually attracts spiritual protection. Conversely, harboring jealousy, anger, or evil creates a literal hell of endless suffering in your head. No matter how much money or status you have on the outside, it all starts in the mind. So once the mind is clear, we've got to learn to flow with our circumstances. And there are 3 steps to this. Number 1, recognize reality versus illusion. True reality is our eternal spiritual essence, while illusion is the stuff that fades away. Fame, fortune, all that. Number 2, let go of worldly attachments. Now, you don't have to throw away all your belongings, but you have to stop clinging to them as if they define who you are. And number 3, flow freely with changing circumstances without resistance. When things change, accept it. Treating temporary illusions as permanent realities is just a one-way ticket to misery. Moving to section 5, embracing your true duty. What are our dual responsibilities? So we actually all have 2 sets of duties we're juggling. First are our worldly duties: family, human relationships, paying the bills, staying healthy. These are absolutely vital. We can't ignore them. But equally important are our spiritual duties. This means cultivating our own souls, helping to awaken other sentient beings, and making an eternal impact. Managing your life successfully means you are gracefully balancing both of these spheres side by side. The revered Master Jigong has this brilliant piece of wisdom on this exact balance. He says, without worldly work, spiritual work cannot be sustained. But without spiritual work, worldly work will never be smooth. Isn't that incredible? People often think they have to totally abandon the world to be spiritual, or vice versa. But actually, dedicating yourself to spiritual work and helping others naturally smooths out the bumps and obstacles in your worldly life. The 2 perfectly support each other. And finally, section 6, building an immortal legacy. What does true, lasting wealth actually look like? We spend so much energy chasing worldly wealth, money, property, material stuff. But history constantly shows us that worldly wealth rarely lasts past 3 generations before it's completely lost. Spiritual wealth, though, that is the merit and virtue you accumulate. According to the source texts, building true spiritual wealth actually protects, elevates, and blesses up to 9 generations of your descendants. To put that into perspective, that's literally hundreds of years of impact, completely transforming your family line's destiny. So what exactly should we be building? The 3 immortalities. This is the ultimate goal. Immortal merit means doing great deeds that genuinely benefit the world. Immortal virtue means cultivating a character that is so pure it inspires everybody around you. And immortal words means leaving behind teachings, encouragement, and wisdom. Long after you're physically gone, these 3 things ensure your positive impact lives on forever. I love this profound quote from the texts. The height of birth is not an indulging in pleasure, but the value of death is achieving supreme dedication. The real meaning of our existence isn't found in chasing material indulgences or running away from hard work. It's about using this impermanent, temporary tool, our physical body, to forge an eternal spiritual legacy. And that brings us to the end of our journey today. But before you go, I want to leave you with one final powerful question. When your one-way train finally stops at its destination, and we know for sure it will, what immortal legacy will you leave behind? Will it be a life that was just passively managed by fate, or will it be a beautifully crafted masterpiece of time, mind, duty, and spiritual wealth? Remember, the pen is in your hand right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep cultivating, and I'll see you next time.